social media has been around arguably now in its sense, I would say about 15 years. How it is.
When was MySpace?
Yeah, MySpace would have been about 2003, 2002.
Yeah.
But when Facebook came out in 2006, it changed
It
the game.
changed, yeah.
Facebook changed it.
Yeah.
But in terms of
the first social media
online entertainment.
YouTube, which was
YouTube.
10 years ago. YouTube really was the turning point.
Because
honestly.
the thing about it, I want to focus on stars. I want to focus on what has changed in terms of entertainment, and YouTube is arguably the biggest game changer for that, where you take the common person from sitting in his living room and you just turn him into a superstar.
Yes. Even I think Justin Bieber had, was it MySpace? Justin Bieber got discovered from or something?
I think he was on MySpace but doing videos on YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of rappers. But before MySpace, boy, I'm old enough. I had a High Five account. We know High Five?
High Five?
Yes, before MySpace was
That's
High
older,
Five.
yeah. High Five and Black Planet they had, but John couldn't be found Black Planet. Yeah, there
you
was
know what?
Black
I would have
Planet.
tried.
Does anyone remember Black Planet?
I definitely would have tried Black Planet. Black Planet to me is I know they had one or two white guys on Black
But they
Planet.
did.
Quit playing.
Next says global community got smaller with the advent and access to social media. Of course. Oh my God, it did. It made the world become such a small place. Yeah,
and it's also changed many games.
Yes.
Like this people don't realize that some of these people watching us today don't realize what it was like before the internet.
No. These young kids don't really know. They can't really remember a time before social media.
Yeah.
Because by the time they got in their teenage years, Facebook was already around. And back in the biggest game changer was access to like music videos.
Yes.
Back in the days, you would sit down and wait on MTV or BT for your best video to come on.
Yeah, you're right.
Call your friend and say, go on BT now. Now you can watch the video how much time you want.
Or even, you guys remember with music, like hitting the record button on a cassette player to get your favorite song.
Oh my God!
Wow, people don't even know that.
No.
I distinctly remember, and I never forgot the day that I found out how to hook my stereo to my TV.
Oh,
and I would run the audio through the TV, and I would record the latest MTV song.
Yeah.
And actually, that same night, I used to touch the road with the latest song.
You were the original bootlegger.
The original cassette man right there.
Yes.
But I mean, that's grown though. Like, so now how do you feel about like comedy being affected for it? Like, because think about it, when you guys were growing up, people like Oliver Samuels and so on was what was big in the West Indian community.
Yes. Oliver at large, because that's all from the 80s, and I guess, Oliver is the king of comedy, and that's I hear people say, well, let me just say, Oliver is the king of comedy. I would say for Jamaica, but people in the Caribbean know Oliver.
Yeah.
Oliver. And I think Oliver is like what Louis Bennett is to Jamaican patois in poetry, and Oliver is that for comedy, because Oliver brought this country come to town type of comedy where a lot of people find funny. Because no matter where in the world you are, if you're from the city area, you're gonna find someone coming to the country that's very funny.
And I think too, he was one of the first to really put the different types of Jamaicans on display for everyone. Without Oliver, there really wouldn't be like an ITM fancy cat or anything like that.
There wouldn't be, and the funny thing about, and that's another thing I want to touch on, is how it has changed.
Yes.
Because when I first started doing it, sketch comedy was a thing.
Yes.
Sketch comedy, coming up with skits, coming up with skits.
Yes.
And you might have one or two jokes in there.
Yes.
Nowadays it doesn't work like that. Nowadays you have to have funny. You can't have
leading
up to a joke and then bam, there's a joke. It's almost like you and your characters, if they see somebody like a Jackie the Freitas, they're immediately gonna laugh already because it's a Jackie. So it's one of those things where the joke just continues.
But also you can also have nowadays comedy and lead up to the joke, because like in some of my skits, you have to watch them to the end to get
them,
the joke.
yeah.
Because I build up, I build up to get to the joke. But I guess what you're saying is that some people just come and just blurt out something. Yeah, comedy change.
Yeah, comedy's changed.
There's no real, you don't have to. Oliver Summers was like here, but nowadays people are just, it's been watered down.
Yeah.
People just come and just cuss too bad.
No, I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and remember, I need you to be honest on your answer.
What's your chair? You want to use the other chair, honey?
No, I'm good. In comparison to like Oliver Samuels and a much more layered, scripted comedy and having more of an intelligent comedy, how do you guys feel about the modern day people who are online, for instance, like the Travises and the Princes and so on, where their joke line happens to be infidelity, like a recurring theme? It's not written or scripted out as like Oliver or Louise Bennett poems would be, or even like the IT and Fancy Cat show. Is that something that you guys frown upon, or you think it would be better for them?
You can't frown upon it because it's their hustle.
Yes.
You know, sex sells, that's the bottom line. And many people that hop on the phone and think the phone is new and fantastic are people that are immature in their comedic sense, is the best way to put it. There's not people out there that's not attracted to me or Raul's style of joke telling. They're there. It's just, I think the people that are more in tune with social media, which is the youth, they find that stuff entertaining. They find that stuff funny.
Okay.
So it's almost like an immature.
And then again, humor is also very subjective.
Yeah.
You know, what you find funny, someone else may not find funny.
Yeah.
So people out there, you're gonna, humor comes from within, or whatever you believe is funny.
Yeah.
If someone out there can relate to that sort of humor, they'll laugh. You understand? So it's regardless of the adjectives we use to describe it, the fact is people are going to provide the type of comedy that their audiences will react to.
Alright, so someone just said comedy is really one's own reality shared with others in a comical set.
Yes,
how true do you find that statement?
Yes, that is exactly. Comedy is because if you don't find something funny, you won't make a joke of it. You understand?
Yeah.
It's a very subjective thing. So I wouldn't say immature per se. I would just say that's just their uniqueness. We can't have the same style, you understand?
Yeah.
But the funny thing about it is, and hopefully there will be a shift that's taken. I'm hoping for a shift because I've stuck to my guns. I've stuck to whenever I produce stuff. I'm not saying it's wholesome. It's not wholesome. It's a lot of it's very controversial. But it's thought out, it's scripted, and it's executed well.
That's your style.
Yeah.
And I'm not using the cheap jokes. I'm not using the, oh, my body stuck in a girl type of thing. I'm not using the if a man cheat on a woman type of thing. So it's almost one of those things where it's like, if this isn't working, but that's working, why?
Yeah.
And I don't know. If I jump on that bandwagon, okay. Is it too late?
Have both of you actually considered changing your format to fit the times?
Again, questioning yourself on whether you should change your style to fit person. That's I wouldn't suggest that, because whatever sort of comedy you do reflects your personality.
Yeah.
And if you do a comedy that's not of you, that's not your personality, you'll be cheating your audience on what you do.
Yeah.
So if people find, remember, when it comes to intelligence, the intelligence spectrum is wide.
It's wide.
We don't have the same sort of intelligence.
Yeah.
We don't have the same sort of humor. Humor is very subjective. So what one person will find funny, the other person will find funny.
Alright, so with what people find funny, you guys recently released a sketch where John was addressing, or both of you wrote the script to address the recent comment stating that slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
And I know both of you received quite a few backlash comments on that. So when you do a skit like that, do you first see the humor in it, or do you think of like the political statement that may come from it?
You go first.
Well, I just wish you were there when we were filming it. Because it was funny, and me as being, I guess, white, I guess my ancestors, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm Jamaican, I'm mixed. I mean, you know what I mean? Regardless, if you check my genealogy, I'm not 100% white, I'm not 100% black. But I look the part. I don't, first of all, let me say, like, I didn't agree with the statements that people made when they say slavery was a choice. In my opinion, I think that's not something that you should say because it's a very sensitive topic.
Yes.
When we were filming it, it was humorous to me, but at the same time very serious in itself. Because when I'm holding them chains on the beach, and then white people came walking by.
Yeah, so at one point while filming it, you guys did actually have a white older couple.
We had an audience.
Yeah.
And they looked like, they were like confused.
Yeah, I imagine filming something like that.
And it's hard for me to explain that to somebody because, you know, but in all seriousness, I think what I was trying to do when we were filming it was to bring light to the topic.
Yes.
Bring it back into the discussion table.
Yes.
And then also kind of like, if you can't laugh at it, then that also means that
you can't come to the table.
You can't come to the table about it. They can use that too. Because if somebody knew your weakness and every time you're in an argument, them can say this one thing to blow it up. Versus if you show them, look here, it's not bothering me as much as you think it is, and you can laugh with it.
Yeah.
A different thing, that man.
Yeah, because I think that that piece, it flew above a lot of people's head. That piece was basically, it was satire first. It was satirical. It was sarcastic. And the thing about sarcasm and satire, these tools have always been used. These are let me say the word I want to use. Language tools used. These have been used to protest. To bring light of a situation. You understand? And the fact that there's an established notion, we're making it as a rebuttal. I said it was a sarcastic rebuttal to a notion that people would believe that this was a choice. So that's why it was exaggerated. The roles were very exaggerated.
But no, at the end of the day too, I'll also consider empowerment as well. It's like it's you've taken the reins and said, you know what? You know, I feel empowered doing this. This is not something you're going to hold over my head anymore. It's almost like part of the healing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of healing that like people don't realize that unfortunately the black people have been set back because of slavery, and people don't realize how far they've been set back. Where even today they're still impacted by it. So now is a chance. Okay, fine. Let's be empowered by it and become better people. Versus using that to hold it against you.
Empowered by what? Overcoming the experience.
Overcoming the experience. Because
Raul was about to jump across the table. I appreciate that.
Because be careful, because you're gonna come across as empowered by slavery. So.
No. I would never.
No, not you. But I'm saying people watching it might say empowered by slavery.
So. I spoke as if I was a black man. I apologize for the vernacular.
Oh, he was a black man.
But you have to understand, it's almost like
for real.
If we don't come together as a people, Caribbean people, whatever, if we don't come together and realize our self-worth, then guess what?
For real. And the thing is, whenever you do a comedy, a sketch like that, you see, because if someone would insinuate that this was a choice, exaggerating the notions, for example, when we were jumping with the chains and say, oh, bling,
bling, yes.
That was a joke within a joke within a joke.
You
don't realize that skit was
to it.
I believe that skit, and not because I had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
That is Saturday night. That is something Chappelle would do. I see Chappelle doing something like that. You understand?
But no, that's another question.
It's very layered
but that's another question. You have that. Why isn't that at 1 million views right now? But yet, if we did show a dagger in or something stupid, like a girl beating up ourselves with a piece of center block. You know what I mean?
Vagina.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I guess because as again it like, for example, it comes down to this. Our audiences are mainly Jamaican or Jamaican descent, right? The Jamaican style of comedy is very raw, very it's very raw and it's very I want to say it's very rootsy. You understand? We haven't really employed a lot of let's just say
intellectual
part of speech or real intellect, and this is no respect.
Right.
We haven't gone to that stage where Jamaican comedy. Look at it like this. Whenever they started to introduce black comedy in the 90s because the black demography in the United States was becoming important. You understand?
Yeah.
To a certain network, I won't call its name. They had a bunch of shows where all the black comedies were very exaggerated and very what's the word I want to use is very stereotypical.
Yeah.
Was there? Oh damn it! So
they animated it very much more.
However, whenever you use a white on white comedy, there was a lot of there was more depth to the comedy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we are. There's no scientific proof that we are less intelligent than any other groups. However, having started out a couple hundred years later, we are still
in the growing stage.
We are still growing. That's not finished. Yeah. So there's an audience for intelligent comedy and sarcasm and satire in Jamaica. We are brilliant people. However, if you want the views and if you want the numbers, you're gonna have to. You can't start off with that. You have to, unless you want to start off and grow that audience. You understand? So it's either you're gonna build it on a more colloquial and a more rootsy way and let it grow, or you're gonna start off that way and then you insert a little bit of high flown comedy within it. So that's it. So I believe that sort of comedy is more like for a Saturday Night Live rather than a Jamaican audience.
Another thing too, it's all about control. We knew the people that control the networks.
Yeah.
We knew the audience that they were trying to pull in, because they're not going for the African American dollar at that time. They weren't going for their money because they never had it.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it was. I'm not justifying it. I'm just using it as an example, and that's another reason why I think we as the Caribbean people need to not only unite but build something very feasible.
Something
unique. Because what I have noticed, and this is still on topic. Every Jamaican that has become socially relevant has to either throw a dance hall or throw a party in order to make money.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And I've been doing this for a long time. I went through it myself.
They become promoters.
They become promoters.
Party
they become
promoters.
party people.
Yeah.
There's nothing established to say, Raul, you have talent. Why don't you come on our show? And not to knock it. I think what happened is, and we are our own worst enemy. We don't necessarily hire people based on their credentials. We hire our friends. Yeah. You understand?
Nepotism.
Our friends. Yeah, nepotism. Happens.
Okay.
How many movies filmed? I did not call you. I don't call up somebody else.
Do you feel that now, like, with the way social media is going, it should grow into something bigger, similar to what Nigeria has done?
Nigeria is a good example.
There's one thing that I must give a shout out to this, because there is a movie called Sprinter, right?
Yeah.
And I went to the African American Film Festival. It's hosted in Miami, South Beach every year. And the mayor just renewed it for 3 more years, right?
Yeah.
And I saw the movie Sprinter, and big up to Ellie Diviner, right?
That was Sam Slaughter guy.
Slaughter, yes, the guy who directed it. And when I saw that movie, I know that it combined two things. It used someone who was relevant on social media, like Ellie Diviner. I forgot what his real name is. Educated guy, he was a comedian on Instagram. However, it turned out that he was a very good actor.
Yeah.
The industry is moving in the right direction because it did not only capture the dancehall part of Jamaican culture, which most people think is the only part of our culture, which is a big mistake. That movie managed to put in dancehall culture.
Yeah.
It put in the barrel children situation.
Yeah.
It showed the scammer them, you understand, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
And it showed sprinting.
Yeah.
Which is Jamaicans are good at sprinting.
Yes.
That movie put everything together. So it is going in the right direction. However, there are fewer movies, artists, comedians who are going in that direction.
So someone just typed in a comment that said, True Jamaica has become non-existent in society and it saddens me. Do you think that the Jamaican culture has kind of become a one-trick pony? Like it's just dancehall and that's like vulgarity than anything else? Like we're typecasted as being the angry Jamaican?
I'm not talking about. I'm drinking Anakin. This is some Anakin. Anakin, and I've got to send me some money in the account.
Anakin, I feel like we're trying to reach out to Dragon.
Yes,
to just Anakin on deck.
They're sponsored, by the way?
No.
Anakin is the sponsor, we understand. Anywhere in the world on there. Because we need sponsorship. Yeah. Drink this magic. Look how much Anakin we have. 1, 2, 3 Anakin.
Alright. Okay. You know, the thing about it is this. It's like, because I've been around the movie industry for a little while, especially what Jamaica is going through.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the movies that were put out in the 70s, in the 80s, and the 90s, a gentleman by the name of Chris Blackwell was behind.
Yeah.
Now, Chris put up a lot of money for many things, and that was a lot of the driving force behind it. They got the movies filmed.
What has Chris Blackwell done that people can relate to?
So that they know
is it Royal Palm?
You know what? Royal Palm, I'm not sure about. Possibly.
What?
The Lunatic, I believe, but for sure, Dancehall Queen, Third World Cup.
Okay. Yeah.
And they tried to do a number 2.
Sorry, guys.
And there's many factors that stop them from doing a second movie. That being the actors, you know, they wanted more money, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I would have asked for more money myself. I'm not going to comment on the business practices of Mr. Blackwell. I don't know if I should call his name on the podcast.
Okay.
But Mr. Blackwell wasn't really willing. I don't know the details.
Do you think investors are
don't want to get sued today.
Hold on.
So
this gentleman, he stopped investing, is what you're saying?
No, it's okay. Put it this way: you film one movie and now everybody's a star.
Okay, so
you have one.
You
have one Instagram video that go viral. All of a sudden, you're a star.
So do you?
Nobody can even talk to you, not even your mother.
Do you think like I don't want to use proud or narcissistic attitude is what stops a lot of investors from trying to be within like to expand the Jamaican.
First of all, when it comes to investment, here's a problem. When you do a Jamaican movie, at most, and you could argue this all you want, you have 10 million people.
Yeah.
4 million in Jamaica, and give another 6 million overseas in Japan, in America, people that will buy that movie. When you make an American movie,
Jamaica almost 3 million, we're not 4 million.
Yeah.
Estimate 4 to 8 to 10 million.
Okay.
When you make a movie and you invest that money in the movie, you want a return.
Okay.
So now that's all you have. No, a lot of people don't want to put the money behind that.
Yeah.
Which is sad because reggae music from the island is arguably
the world. Yes,
biggest,
because let me talk about reggae music. I lived in Japan for a couple of years, right? And
there's a whole dancehall scene there.
Yes, there's a dancehall scene there, and let me just clarify this. So it's not that the entire Japan is in the dancehall, because Japan is we have majority of Japanese live in cities, but there are say 43. When I don't come after me with Japanese name, maybe 43 different states are prefectures.
Yeah.
And Tokyo, Osaka, say Kyoto, Kobe, and Nagoya. Maybe Sendai have a dancer community. Yeah. However, these Tokyo might be the most bustling city in the world.
Yeah.
Tokyo is like New York on steroids. but the dancehall community in Japan earns more than Jamaican dancehall.
Yes, yes. That's
and the
true.
Thing is, the thing about Japanese and dancehall people is that Japanese people in dancehall is almost as if they want to own dancehall.
They aren't willing to open it up.
No. Whenever a Japanese person comes to Jamaica or Jamaican a Japanese girl enters dancehall queen, we are so excited because they are entering your competitions or they know our music and we promote them and big them up.
Yeah.
It is good, but we're not so frightened.
Yeah.
The fact that Jamaica dancehall is popular in Japan should be a big thing. You understand? Dancehall big everywhere and people make more money than we.
Yeah.
The thing is, when Jamaicans go to Japan who want to start for them career, just like how them want to start them career in Jamaica, the same way they don't reciprocate.
Yeah.
They look out for their own people.
Yeah.
And Jamaicans have to find a way if you know, say when don't shun nobody when they come our country.
Yeah.
But you have to know, so when you go to Japan and go the same way.
So I think
you understand?
With that though, I have noticed within the entertainment community, not only within dance hall, but also not only within like singers, but also with actors and so on. I feel for some reason it seems Jamaicans have a very, very dog-eat-dog attitude towards one another.
But we welcome everybody else.
But we welcome everyone else. And I notice even within dancehall, it's as if they always have to be warring with somebody, especially with the female artists.
Another thing with that being said, and thank you for bringing that up, because I've been places where somebody don't recognize me, somebody don't know me. And all of a sudden, them come in with their bag of friend.
Yeah.
And they might have a little hype and a little buzz. They won't even introduce themselves, be like, oh yeah, nice to meet you, so on and so forth. No, them are the biggest person in the room. As a matter of fact, they won't even turn them back to you.
Yeah.
Because you're that irrelevant to them. Versus like seeing their self-worth, and people don't realize, and that's another thing about us as Jamaicans and Caribbean people in general.
Yeah.
We need to start respecting people.
Bolt in the
like you could say, like I know Jamaica. You have Usain Bolt in a party and they don't even care.
Yes.
Yeah,
they don't even care. That's not nothing to them.
Yeah.
That's not nothing to them. It's like we don't really value each other.
You have to push your own people because the thing with Jamaica is I always say whenever I travel the world and throughout my studies, whether it was when I was studying Hispanic culture or French culture or Asian studies, I've always said that the potential for Jamaica to be wealthy, and I mean super wealthy based on just our culture is immense.
Yeah.
We don't I've been on the beach in the Philippines in an isolated island where maybe I was a few people on the island, I was the only person. I'm walking on the beach and I hear reggae music playing on the beach, and that gave me so much pride.
Jamaicans don't realize the value of culture and even resources.
With culture and the resources, the government somehow has to find a way to monetize. I mean, if nobody earn from the brand itself, it's the black, green and gold and you put your red on it. People that make money for our brand way more than we are, and we find a way to make money and take charge of the Jamaica, because Jamaica, out of every country in the world, Jamaica might be the only country with the biggest brand. Jamaica has a brand. Them use fast reggae culture. Whenever look at this, do the experiment. Listen to whenever people say the word Jamaica. No one ever says Jamaica. People say Jamaica.
They always say that.
There's this all around the world Jamaica.
And even with all the negativity that we got, they still excited.
But
people don't care much if we are killed. They want to come and that's why they have to find a way. That's our next topic. That's to find a way for work on the killing.
Stay tuned for next topic.
Stay tuned for crime and violence and them.
That is that topic.
One more thing more I've said before John said something is that
Jamaican culture, we're just halfway, you know.
Jamaican culture is way more than reggae. When I went on a program called JET, which is Japanese Exchange and Teaching. You go there for teach English. However, if you then want prefecture where you know have a lot of Jamaicans and you are 12 Jamaicans that you have to be like the ambassador. You understand? And I've been places where and a reggae alone me do people want me introduce people to I have to translate Bob Marley song for people.
Yeah.
Me dance to Bob Marley song, me teach them dinky, me teach them kumina because Jamaica,
it's so much more.
Jamaican kumina and dinky mini and them something that there's so much richness in those things, you understand?
But,
as opposed to just dancehall and reggae. Jamaica has a way rich more culture to introduce to the world and make enough money from
now,
it.
So do you
miss us?
Well, being that the case now, we should control the social media thing and really take it to another level.
I don't want to say control.
Not necessarily control,
yeah.
but learn to use it to our advantage.
Alright, so here's a question with my...
But then it comes back to advertising.
Exactly, I was about to say...
Advertisers need to jump on board and see the same vision.
For you guys with saying like branding Jamaica or so on, there have been different African tribes recently who have done that since, you know, a lot of fashion brands do appropriate different cultures and tribes. I remember about 2 or 3 years ago, there was one specific tribe that started. That's also a reason why the word appropriation has suddenly blown up all over social media. Do you feel though that a part of the issue, or at least from my point of view, is that the Jamaican government almost shuns what is our richest, you know, resource.
Right.
Like they don't really embrace dancehall, reggae, or you know, it's almost they don't want to show that.
Our Jamaican government is they're more interested in selling out what resources we have rather than using it to their advantage. Boom me for that. Boom me for that. Boom me for that.
Listen to me. I want a real passport and I'm going now, but...
No, but I'm saying, like, Bob Marley had the same issue. For him to make it big, he had to go out.
No, well, so because, you know...
Even with Chronix right now, Chronix is larger in Europe.
Germany and Belgium.
Than he is at home. Jack Cure had the same thing.
Yes, Chronix way bigger out Europe than Jamaica. Yeah, weird. Because I think the reason, because Jamaica, we have this thing where we don't appreciate our own until they make them
until they make them know.
We have
the foreign brand has to be
right. We have a thing when you dance a yard before we dance abroad. However, if someone not dance abroad, they're not gonna pick up a yard. And that is so unfair.
Well, it's also the saddest thing because I don't know. And another thing that, and this is a very sensitive topic for me, it also comes from your support base. Because I remember 10, 15 years ago when I was doing my internet stuff, and this thing was brand new, and had I had known better, I'd probably a lot better off than I am today. But when I first came out, I was getting support, but from the people I really wanted the support from, I wasn't getting it.
Oh, okay.
Like them are the first people who sit down there and I criticize my own people, immediate people that knew me were the most critical people of me, and that's the people that should be like, man, look what we have here. Hold them up, give them support, give them what they need. You understand?
And what we do too, there's this traditionalism when it comes to Jamaica and other cultures where if you are of something, you should represent that. For example, I went to school, you understand? Went to school, I went to the best high school in Jamaica. Thank you.
Oh my.
School, not Georgia.
Shots fired.
Not Hampton, not Georgia, not Campion,
just because you taught at Woolmer's.
And I taught at Woolmer's.
Just because you're a teacher at Woolmer's, don't mean you're the authority on the best high school. Let's put that right there. So what we need to do is, what did I say again?
Pushing talent from within.
Pushing
talent.
Raul, you're the best to comment on this right now because you are new in the social. Relatively new, and you are. Look, congratulations on being on TVJ.
Like no one else, I see your question, but as we're going along, I'll try to keep going.
I applaud you. There's so many Jamaican comedians that even did that.
TVJ would rather feature some foreign skit than a Jamaican skit, so you're doing really well.
Truth be told, that's because it seems like Raul isn't going off of the slackness. Raul isn't going in there to be dagga this and dagga that and sex jokes. You're actually giving your comedy some real thought.
Even if I got dance, I don't want dagga. But anyway, I think. Because people, I think where my thing came on is so I go high school, I go university, I have a degree, blah 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 blah. Me answer and me speak a couple languages, so people expected me to go in the line of academia.
Yes.
But like it become a
I got you.
professional.
And I tried for years. The surprising thing about Jamaica, when we talk about them and support them people, when I was 23 years old, I left university. From out of university, I get one of the best internships in Washington DC, right? And when we go to Washington DC, I met a particular prime minister. I won't call the person's name. Who said, when you come back to Jamaica, I met the prime minister and I told them, I'm not gonna say, I told the prime minister, hey, you know, you come to DC, I met the prime minister, and they said, you're doing so well. And so I said, when I come to Jamaica, I have almost 80% scholarship, I'm going to need 20% more for help me go to university.
Yeah.
Come to Jamaica, man, and when you come, just tell the secretary that I sent you there, go to Jamaica, right to the secretary, I know nobody know who you is, you understand?
Oh, yeah.
But when I was in DC, everybody was around me and said, you're not the big thing. Anyway, just I said that to say that people will...
They gas you up without the support.
Yes, and the politicians need to stop. Politicians need to push people, you understand? You need to help the people and just don't make promises. That even though we never believe in a politician promises, that was my lesson. But the next part of this is people expect me, whenever people see me, they come in them and say, yo, Raul, you come in, but you're one bright boy, you're supposed to go this. Listen to me. Passion are one thing, and education are one thing. If you want to mix the passion and education are one thing, but nobody can define for you what your passion is.
Raul, let's keep it real. I know that they have a minister of entertainment at Jamaica.
Oh, for real?
Arts and culture.
Arts and culture.
But isn't that Lisa Hannah? But she
listen to me.
is very out of touch.
Let me tell you. Let me continue.
Wait, what part is important?
Let me continue.
What part is important?
It's the JLP.
It's the JLP
but Lisa
right
Hannah
now.
is what?
She's. I think it wasn't
No,
previously.
but let me continue. I have known all of the Jamaican entertainers that have bust online from the beginning up until today. Not one of them has told me that the government has reached out to them.
Yeah.
Not one of them has says to me
or TVJ,
the government wants or TVJ or none of them. Not one of them. So what? And that is the most frustrating thing because here you have somebody
in terms of reggae singers.
No, not reggae singers,
like
entertainers, online skit makers.
Okay.
So that means to tell me that here is
Miss
a ministry.
Grange. I guess that's the
here is a ministry that's in charge of arts and culture, not taking advantage of the newest platform, which is arguably your internet celebrities.
Yeah.
The one or two people have.
Well,
bust,
everyone
I can't go nowhere else.
But remember, it named
every one of them.
But listen to me. Remember, it named the Ministry of Arts and Culture.
Yeah.
So if you're not representing something which is uniquely Jamaican arts and culture, maybe that's why.
But what's more uniquely Jamaican than representing your country online? I've been representing.
No, not about you. Yeah. But you're different. But what we're saying is that some of the content and not you, some of the content on the internet cannot be put on TVJ.
True.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, I went from the beginning to the end. Okay. You are on TVJ. You are on TVJ. Tell me who from TVJ has even reached out to you? Has TVJ contacted you and said congratulations for coming on our show?
Or to set up a show.
Or to even say here's $500 for that.
I'm gonna be very honest with that. The thing is, I do not know how it got there. Maybe they themselves don't. Because when I was looking, I didn't see my name on my.
They didn't give credit to you.
No, my name wasn't on it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, the weird thing is that my 2 videos that went, I have 4 videos that have gone in total.
Yeah.
Maybe 500,000 views.
Yeah.
I did not watermark my name on the.
No. Every video that has gone viral for me. Has not been watermarked.
Well, Instagram.
So they're purposely. It's hard not to find you.
So they're purposely selecting.
No, here's the thing. Limits
No. Let me say what I have to say. I firmly believe that there's establishments out there that's willing to profit off of people like you, but not give you the credit for it. And then you put your thing on your social platform and give them credit, which, don't get me wrong, you're very proud to do, but they never did in kind.
I disagree, but I get what you're saying.
No.
I don't think somebody did that on purpose.
No, it's not necessarily purpose, but the thing about it is, don't get me wrong, I'm not frustrated. I understand the system and how things go, but I honestly feel, and maybe I might be wrong, that there's an establishment outside of the internet. See, here you have this talent coming up on the internet, and then you have this talent that went to school, went to broadcasting school, got in with the broadcasters, and all of a sudden it's like them have this grudge. I did all these years in school, and all of a sudden this guy bust big on the internet.
Do you think there's animosity?
I think there's animosity. I think there's animosity with the establishment.
To be fair, if that's the argument, it's not that TVJ chose videos of mine and made them famous.
Yeah.
TVJ chose the videos which were already they got them because they went
They're
viral.
yeah.
It was unfortunate that my name wasn't on those videos, so it wasn't. That was malicious in that sense because my 4 videos that went viral, my name wasn't on them.
Yeah.
But did they mention your name?
They could.
My name wasn't there.
But did the show mention your name?
They don't know who I am.
I understand that, but could they have done just a little research to say this gentleman's name is Raul Blaze?
But how are they gonna find me?
That's kind of cool.
No, but listen, I am happy.
You mean they could have typed in Jackie DeFreitas and
Jackie
found you?
DeFreitas?
No.
They didn't feature the Jackie
No,
DeFreitas
that I'm
one,
saying
yeah.
my 2 videos had nothing.
You know what I did find funny about you being featured? One of the videos that they featured was one where you were making fun of their interview styles.
Yeah.
And I thought that was quite hilarious.
The farmer.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of
You
people
know what you should do
online
next?
on both talks
But no,
are saying
but-
they can research.
But the thing is, that was more making fun of rural people than making joke of the interview
Of the
style.
TVs,
So for those 2, I will say this because even before that came on, somebody reached out to me. Somebody in entertainment business reached out to me.
Yeah.
Somebody very popular and said, listen to me. They said, I've seen 3 of your videos, and I searched almost a month to find out who you were. So I know it wasn't.
No, but
people, and that person has been searching for a month.
Yeah.
They asked what they do. He said he went through almost every comment. Sometimes I'll want to find somebody tag me, and they didn't find me.
Yeah.
How he found me was one person. One night he was up and somebody typed my name in Facebook. Then he went from Facebook. He went on my Facebook to find where.
Someone said. Hold on. This comment is very, very relevant. They said they can find a kid in the audience of the damn Super Bowl, which means if they looked hard enough, they can find you guys to credit.
Okay. Well,
or even find out who they are.
And
before they put the video out.
other people say they do agree with. Here's the thing: if they do that here, like if NBC took one of your videos and put it on, you can legally sue them for using your information.
Yeah, but Jamaica is, in all fairness, I welcome anybody to share my videos for the simple fact that, not that I don't want, I just want them out there.
Yeah.
I want the credit. Please credit me. Please do what you need to do. But the thing about it is this, is I don't want Jamaica to be as litigious as the US. That's one thing I've always hated about the litigiousness of the US. But what I would like to see a little more from Jamaica is taking us more seriously.
Okay.
Rather than looking at this guy saying, oh, that's funny. Think about what you can do as an individual to say, I have a house in the hill. If you ever need my house, you can come film up there. I have this location here. If you ever need, I am the director of Cineplex in Jamaica. If you ever need your movies filmed, come talk to me. We're not asking for money. Raul, not to speak on your behalf, but at the end of the day, how can you help? Because you have to understand, I don't want this cycle to continue.
Yeah.
It's the most annoying cycle there is.
Yeah.
You can have followers with 800,000 followers.
Yeah, Pam Anderson was this
in a Jamaica
football
right?
crowd.
But yet them can't make the money off of that. Them have to scam people.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, where is, whatever. Maybe I might have to create it myself and say, fuck it.
So yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys see
Is that
yourselves,
okay?
because Raul is pushing to write scripts and John is always working on the back end to produce and film stuff. Do you guys see yourself, as we're coming closer to the hour mark, do you guys see yourself pushing, the Jamaican culture into a different direction? Do you hope to present something that has more, for instance, movies that are Jamaican thrillers that aren't just dancehall type movies or shatas type movies? Is that what you're trying to accomplish?
I guess with me, I think from my first video I've always made this clear to people who follow me. I have zero interest in acting, being in front of the camera. Even though I'm here, if I were drinking, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here right now. That's me, and people would be surprised to know that. But I when it comes to me,
we should all get together and make this happen.
Yeah, if people come to me and ask, me to say, Raul, because people have come to me and say, yo, dude, stand up. Because with my material, stand up will be like a brilliant platform for me. However, for me, I can't stand it. I can't do it. So my thing is this: I went into doing this to get my name out there. So whenever I start my plays, I want to do this to get people to join my plays, because I have plays written. I don't want them to be shown, but if people don't know who you are, they won't join them.
Yeah.
So eventually, after getting into plays, a couple of years down the line, more and get into writing screenplays. So for me, I did this. So it's very ironic because I went in front of the camera so I could go behind the camera.
Yeah.
So
no, and I respect and understand that. And another reason why I am so involved in Euro, to be completely honest with you, because I see something in you that I know will do well. And if you could have somebody like me and people that have been around to guide you in the right direction and know this is what to expect, and rather than saying, because I remember when I first came on the internet, I was driven. I used to do videos all the time. I used to be up all night doing this, studying that. It was new, it was fantastic, it was fabulous. I studied video editing. Wow. I studied how to base everything, and my eye was amazed. Then I got to the top of the ladder and I met arguably the most famous Jamaican.
Yeah.
And found out it was like the Wizard of Oz. There's just a man behind the curtain.
Well, I think it's interesting with both of you being the hosts of this new talk show, because John is actually the first Jamaican to go viral on the internet.
Yeah.
And Raul is now the new viral.
Yeah.
So it is very interesting to have both of you sitting at
Congratulations.
the table. It's, one generation to another.
Yeah, because just a month ago I was at 600 followers.
Yeah.
And now I have just 200 followers more. I'll be at 5,000.
5,000, yeah.
So it's happened fast, but it's happened. I can handle the speed of. So,
okay.
Yes, it's a good partnership.
In all fairness, I think you're handling it very well. I think you've
Big Boss Official wants to be added. Unfortunately for this filming, we are not taking any live requests, but in the future we will. In the future we will.
Because this is a podcast, and let me remind people that this will be loaded onto YouTube, so you can watch at any time. I do definitely would love you to share it.
Yeah, please share. Tell your friends to watch every Monday at 8.
Yeah, and watch the madness take place, because not the liquor gone down some.
Yeah. How much time we have left?
We only
6
have
minutes.
about 6 minutes left.
Okay.
So right now, what do you guys foresee the online West Indian community continuing, or what's the trajectory?
Did we answer that lady's question?
No, for which one?
For the psych. It's a lady.
Yeah, she was mentioning that she is in England and she's more known for being invited to a reggae party than for being a black up and coming.
Yeah, which is, and you know what? That is for another topic. I think another topic should be the underestimate. What's it? Fuck, I'm drinking.
Underestimated?
But basically, it's like you see a black person. Like, you have to understand, I'm from Jamaica. I'm used to seeing doctors, I'm used to seeing lawyers, I'm used to seeing people of authority being black. American English is not used to that. So when you have somebody that's like a professor, to them it's weird.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Underappreciated.
Or just underestimated.
Yeah.
Because this woman has done a lot to be where she is.
Moving to America, you notice a lot of like black excellence isn't pushed in this, which is something we'll be talking about here. Yeah, recently it has started.
Right now, the whole right now being black and black excellence and black magic, that is a big thing now.
Which I'm really happy about.
That needs to continue.
Right now, for the first time in history, there are young black people growing up know that it's fantastic to be a black person. I really commend that more.
As a girl too, I really think that it's important that this is fake, that this is a white. Honey, there are white Jamaicans. Please remember how black people got to Jamaica, and let's not be ignorant.
You thought you're from Jamaica?
I don't know. Like, people just think black people swim from Africa to get to Jamaica.
Listen, that's you know.
But that's a different topic. But you are right. Black excellence is being pushed.
Black excellence is because people expect for the lady, she's more known for. She's more known for being invited to reggae parties than being a black doctor.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Because that has two sides. Yes, that's kind of bad, but I guess our culture precedes us.
Our culture does precede us. Yeah.
Listen. One thing I have to say, I'm not black. Obviously, it's quite obvious that I'm not black.
Somebody said, "Where's your family?" Okay, this is another question.
No, we have to say that for another time.
We have to save this for another time. Thanks for the topic. We'll
Thank you for the topic. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I would not see a black person in Jamaica and go, "Where are your parents from?" Because as we know, blacks, whites, Spanish people from Syria, Chinese, Indian, we all got bought to Jamaica for the slave trade, sugar growth, things like that. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, check our last video.
We will address colorism on another time.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Yeah, we'll address colorism next Monday or the Monday after that. So we don't want to get into.
Well, I tell you what. I think Raul should wrap up with his closing statement. And then I have the mind.
But we have to talk about next topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna just want me to talk about it. Okay.
You want to close with your statement, or you want me to close with mine?
No, both of you. No. I want to hear what both of you have to say.
I guess basically.
But back to the topic itself.
Yeah, I guess
sorry for going off topic.
No man, it's okay. I guess basically by the way,
there's a lot to talk about
here. Basically for Jamaican or West Indian culture is very rich, is very diverse. There's so many ways that we can push the culture, We are very educated people. We have established culture, different dance forms, everything. Singing, just culture, religions. We just have to find a way to make people know that the West Indian and Jamaican culture is more than just music and one form of music.
Yeah.
We have diverse aspects to us, and we have to share diversity with the world.
Yeah.
Well,
we have 40 seconds left on the live.
Well, listen, I would like to see personally a united online group that is willing to figure out a way to basically profit off of what they've achieved.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that are putting so much on the line just to entertain the people online, and unfortunately there's nothing there to galvanize that. Thank you, and we do appreciate your time. Next week's show we'll be talking about punctuality and its effects on a business.
Yeah. And our culture.
Yeah.
And there is some sort of correlation between punctuality and economic growth and development.
Yeah.
The countries that value, or the people that value punctuality more, do better. They're more organized, and so we have to find a way to get rid of this Caribbean time, Jamaican time.
Do you know in the encyclopedia they have black time?
Yeah, that will all be covered in next week's show.
Yes, sir.
So we need to have you guys tune in next week.
Do your homework, we'll do ours.
Monday at 8, and hopefully by then we can also take some live call-ins. Thank you so much
everyone,
for
thank you so much for joining us for the first taping. This will be live on YouTube either today or tomorrow, I promise you. And once again, this is the Mad White Jamaican.
And this is Raul Blaze.
Alright, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Peppachat.
Peppachat,
Oh,
yeah.
Peppachat,
Yeah, whatever. I'm too drunk.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go and grab some food. We will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Bye.
From our table to yours, right?